Saturday, June 23rd, 6:30, leaving my shelter, heading out to, only hiking, not even a mile and a half today, to a parking lot where I'm going to get picked up. And from that point, I'm not sure what's going to happen. The reason I say that is yesterday, before we got to the restaurant to have lunch, we were up on a ridge and we're moving at a pretty good pace, but nothing exceptional. My average speed. And I tripped over a small branch, and believe me, the thing was very small. It wasn't more than like a quarter of an inch in diameter. And when my right foot tripped, my left one slipped on a rock, and I went crashing down pretty hard. Landed on my left side, my arm pinned behind my back, under my pack, and the pack pinned under a rock. I was basically laying there, couldn't move. Both knees ended up getting skinned up, no big deal there. And I slammed my left cheek into a rock, but that doesn't seem to be giving me any trouble. The problem is my left wrist took a pretty good tweak at the time. I'm afraid it was just a little sprain or something, and it would probably go away because it didn't really bother me. Didn't slow me down all day. But what happened, I didn't realize, is apparently I hit my ribs, and as the day progressed, I started noticing some soreness in my ribs. And after I got to camp last night, they started getting worse and worse, and then my wrist started getting worse too, and I thought, well, it's just stiffness seizing up because of the injury, and it'd go away. By the time I went to bed last night, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't lay down. My ribs are just, high intense pain every breath I take. And the reason I'm sounding so bad now is that I'm having to go uphill, and the breathing is very difficult and very painful. I don't think I broke anything because, like I say, it didn't give me any trouble at the time, and I was still able to travel a pretty good clip. In fact, I think I did one of my fastest hikes yesterday. But I got to the shelter at like 4:45 after leaving the previous one at 8:30, and that includes stopping an hour at the restaurant for lunch and then running into Trail Magic later and burning off another probably 20-30 minutes. So that's why it surprised me so much that after I quit moving, that I started having so much trouble. Because of the rain last night and everything, I didn't bother setting up the hammock. I just stayed in the shelter. There was just Calf and me and a couple other guys, and so it was no big deal. I didn't have a mat or anything, and that was okay, but I quickly discovered I couldn't lay down, especially on my back. or my right side, or left side, excuse me. My right side wasn't quite so bad to lay on, but it would still create a lot of problems. So I got up early this morning and couldn't sleep anyway, and I'm making a very slow trip to meet a Facebook friend of mine, Carole, who's going to pick me up, and I'll go from there. So with that, I know this is a long intro, but it's also kind of a wrap up for last night. Also, this posting will all go together with yesterday's. Well, 7:30, made it to Shippensburg Rd. Away from my ride. Another 1.1 miles, and I could be at the official halfway point. A couple miles after that, I'd be at the place where they have the ice cream challenge. So much for that today, or possibly at all. So we're in the town of East Berlin. This is the town that my Facebook friend Carole lives in. She picked me up yesterday, Saturday morning, after I left the shelter she was nice enough to bring me in town to her house and let me dry out and shower and clean up. She didn't know at the time that I had fallen and injured myself, and so I spent 2 days here. She's been very kind and let me stay here, and she's taking care of me, feeding me very well and chauffeuring me around. This is her house. It's a very old house. It's over 300 years old, and I wanted to get a view of this. It's in Pennsylvania, in case you were curious about. She's going to take me back to the trailhead in the morning, where I will hit the halfway mark in less than a mile and a half. I will hit the official halfway mark, and then I will be continuing on down the trail. And this, so you know the introductions, is her dog, Bree, who thinks that she never gets attention. She also thinks she's a lap dog. It's a beautiful place. Old house, huge yard. It's just fantastic. I have a balcony upstairs. There it is. And the backyard. I mean, this is just a fantastic house. This is something really be cool to have. I know some of my friends back in Anacortes probably love this place. Just keeps going and going and going. And the puppy dog's following me too. And the backyard, all the way out to the alley. I wanted to show this to you. She has my van that I wish to buy and you convert into for living conditions. She has very similar hobbies as mine. She loves to hike. She's hiked the AT. She is now considered one of my super trail angels for what she has done for me, and she's also a bicyclist. She likes to ride the rail trails, and she has lived in this little town all her life, and her family generations back. Just a fantastic place. So anyway, I wanted to wrap this up. This will be the conclusion of Saturday and Sunday, Sunday the 24th, Saturday the 23rd, of a NERO and a full zero day. And as I said, I'll be hitting the trail in the morning, and I'll be back, I hope, on track. My ribs are much better now. I'm back to where I can almost take a full breath without causing a lot of trouble, but I still do have some, and mornings are still kind of rough. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up and get it posted. I will start my new video in the morning once I get to the trailhead. Forgot to add one last comment. The still pictures that are in this clip come from Gettysburg, which we drove up to today and spent a few hours roaming the historic section of town, and then we went to the National Memorial, I guess you call it, park for the Civil War, for a section that was in Gettysburg.